Okay, let's get started. All right, cool. So the first thing is, yeah, wins of the week. So I know some of you are getting daily sales at this point. I know Lisa is at 40 sales a week, so congratulations on that. And we're working on scaling you even harder. And some of you've messaged me with sporadic sales. So super congratulations for everyone who's like finally cracking it. Couple housekeeping as well before we get started. Just a regular thing. If you haven't already, make sure that you're part of the Slack group because that's where I tend to share a lot of the different listings that I find throughout the week. Also, make sure that you have access to the Excel sheet to submit your homework every Friday. So me and my team can review it and provide you guys with feedback. But most importantly, this always helps me figuring out what to talk about during our Saturday calls. Yeah, and make sure to watch the course, guys, because like I was actually astonished. Only 27% of you have watched it. And I share a lot of amazing information on all the live Q&As. I'm actually going to go over some of the stuff that I've gone in some of the previous live Q&As. So it's important for you guys to watch it because it's really going to help you through the process, right? So a lot of you are like, okay, why am I not getting sales? Like, what's the issue? And yeah, so again, like for what you all come from different walks, right? Like, I guess that's the first thing I want to preface with. Like, some of you have been doing this for longer than others. So don't get frustrated if you're not getting there yet. Like, we're gonna get you there. Some of you have been doing Shine On for a year before working with me. So some of you have just started like a couple weeks ago, right? So overall, I would say, and what I'm going to recommend all of you is to really start looking at other different niches because a lot of you are still going after family niches, which is not that I'm saying it's not possible. It's just harder when you are a newbie. It's so much harder when you're a newbie because it does require much more creativity and it's going to be harder for you guys. Like, I guess I assume that like the way I think is easy, but I guess it's not. Um, and I've been doing this for a while. So what might come easy to me obviously doesn't come easy to you yet. Right. So if there's too much competition, too many people going after Mother's Day, like we're going to have you work on other stuff instead. Right. Um, Also, sometimes maybe you're going after niches, like you're going after things that just don't have enough sales. So obviously there's appeal in going in these niches that are really less competitive, right? But the problem with some of these niches, unfortunately, is that you don't have enough traffic to support weekly sales or even sporadic sales, right? Your listing might not stand out or your design just doesn't work. Some of you in the homework have seen that. Make sure that your text is not obstructed by the necklaces. It's a very minor detail, but it does make a difference. If people cannot read your item or the message card and it's obstructed by the necklace, it just makes it harder. So make sure that it's clear and people can actually read what your message card essentially, right? So I would say, like, as far as the homework in general, same issue as we had last week, right? Like, there's really not many differentiator, right? So you're going after very competitive niches, and obviously it's harder to get sales in those niches. Like, you have to uber personalize, like, you have to really think outside the box. So the good news is the Plaques came out with Shine On. So I really encourage you guys to go ahead and upload Plaques. However, you need data. And I'll go over this at the end of the call so we can kind of like figure out what works. But I'm going to provide you guys with better recommendations because obviously that's what everybody's doing, right? You always have to think outside the box. So this is part of the new course that I'm working on. I'll give you access to this, but give me a couple weeks because I want to finish the course first. But something that drastically changed from my approach from this year, or I guess last year, is that I'm really focusing on hobby and trend niches. That's where the money is at. This is where it's much, much easier. Everybody's going after family, and within family, there's opportunities. Like, not everybody thinks about gifts for realtor or boss or mentor, etc. Like, there's opportunities there, but obviously those opportunities are more sporadic because there's just not enough traffic, right? So there's a couple ways of going about it, right? And if you're more advanced, you know that you can take a family niche, like a daughter thing, and you can like add it to a hobby niche. You can blend it, right? So that's kind of where I want you to guys to be in the future if you're not there yet, right? Like that's the key to being extremely successful is to essentially understand trends. So like for instance, the Viking stuff did really well when the show Viking was on a couple of years ago. And I would say that it doesn't sell like it used to, right? Because the Viking show is no longer a thing. But we were selling a lot of like Viking message cards like back in 2021, right? So it's always having a pulse of what is going on politically or just overall in the world, like trends overall. Like I would say, like I hate Donald Trump, but Donald Trump stuff sold really well as well, right? Like this, obviously, this niche is or this trend is over, but that's something to keep into consideration. So besides that, I think when you're a newbie, it's just easier for you guys to go after these trends all on their own without adding a family angle to it. Because it's just, I feel like it's just harder, right? So some of the stuff that I've spoken about in the past is like astrology, tarot cards are really big, celebrity, Taylor Swift is having a concert, Era Tour. If you do any search for that, you'll see that it's blowing up. Books, book nerds, I mentioned that in the Slack channel, interest, goth, reading, sport. Like, so there's so many opportunities, but like, that's where I want you guys to look. Stop looking at family stuff because a lot of you guys are not cracking it. And I'm not saying you won't, but it's going to, I guess, take longer for some of you. So what is your differentiator? How can we figure out how to differentiate yourself? Because I know I spent a lot of time talking about this, right? So first and foremost, like try to stop going after really competitive niches, especially if you're more of a newbie, because you really have to offer something completely different. I can tell you that folks who are selling in this group, that's what they're doing. They're using trends and they're leveraging it with family niches, right? So you really need to figure out, like, you really need to look at the data to figure out what is selling. As far as signature, like, yeah, poor design is still a thing. Try to stick to a very neutral color would be my suggestion. And try to stick to the font that I provide in the Canva templates. And don't overcomplicate an idea. So I've already talked about this, but I talk about it again, just to really like bring it home. But like, yeah, make sure that you essentially go after trends. Like stop thinking, and you have to look where nobody else is looking, or you have to think differently. Like that's just the key. You really have to look where nobody else is looking, right? So what am I doing? Okay. I talked about this last week, but I'm going to talk about it again. Like mother of the groom. And again, there are opportunities, but I think this is for somebody who's like more experienced. There is an average of 7.8 sales. So that's actually really good. But something like Valaris is like flying off the shelf with 9.4. Obviously, with something like Valaris, like not everything works, but necklaces are working. T-shirts are working. T-shirts might be a little saturated by now, but like, guys, you could literally do a plaque for Valaris. Like no one has that right now in the marketplace. So that's just an idea I gave you, like doing a plaque for Valaris, and you include a quote, something as simple as that. The book trend, like I talked about, like these are like selling like hotcake. Free societies read freely. Like this might be a quote from somewhere, but like the book nerd trend or book introvert, it's also a niche that's very hot, lots of sales, and you're not going to see many people selling necklaces. So one thing I do want to mention, when you are doing more of these like niche or hobby, like Shine On is not always going to work, simply because it doesn't necessarily fit for the demographic, right? So another thing that I want to mention too, and there's a graph that I included in the new course, Etsy is predominantly skewed younger women. Like I would say, like it seems like it's overall like 18 to 30 well, 34 to 45, like that's like the main demographic of Etsy. There are men, so like I think it was 50, 62% women and like 48% men, something like that. There are still men shopping on the platform, but from my personal experience, men usually shop during the holidays. They don't necessarily shop all year round, which explains why these kind of like sub trends or subculture trends like are doing, they just end up doing better. And on top of it, you just have access to, guys, please mute yourself. I don't know. I think it's Anna. Here, I'll mute you. So that's the key, right? Like finding those niches. This is another one. This is Taylor Swift. Not a lot going on in the moment. So why do I know that? Because it says it here. Swift, Swifty. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Taylor's version. So this is selling like hotcake, right? 39 favorites, 19 sales in the last 7 days. So plenty of opportunities here. So like, see what I mean? Like this is so much easier, guys. Like this is flying off that if you were to take something else, like any other niche, you're going to see it's just the sales are not as healthy overall, right? So this is where I want you to look at, like, stop doing this. Stop. And I almost want to say like, stop uploading Shine On. Like upload the plaques, especially if you're struggling. If you're not struggling, you're getting sales, absolutely. But if you are not getting sales, I would say do the plaques with the hobbies because that's not been done. Obviously, you need to look at like quotes or things that are resonating, and you get that. You don't just come up with that. You go on Etsy with your Etsy hunt turned on, and you look at what is actually selling, and could be a t-shirt, and you could literally take the quote of that t-shirt and create a plaque. But you always have to ask the question, like, don't just put things just to put things in plaques or necklaces or message cards. You always have to put yourself in the shoe of the customer, right? So would I buy this? What am I solving, right? So if I'm a Velaris fan, chances are I probably would want to have like a little plaque next to my bed, you know, with like the quote as a reminder, or give that to a friend, right? So you have to make sure that it fits, because that's another thing that I'm going to spend more time talking about in this new course I'm creating, is like the concept of like how to blend trends. I saw someone like was trying to blend cottagecore with like a daughter necklace by just adding like strawberries in the message card, and that does not work, unfortunately, because cottagecore is cued really young, and essentially it's just, I would say that cottagecore, what it is mainly is this kind of like new trend of like being very being into nature and really caring for nature in general. So like usually I would say it's cued Gen Z, maybe millennial, and you're more likely going to wear t-shirts, or you're going to like have empowering words like a Canva, but it's not going to work on a necklace unless it's outprint and it's actually like a PNG or like something that represents that trend. So like it could be a mushroom necklace, right? Or it could be like a strawberry, but you need to have the data. Mushroom, I've seen the data. Strawberry, I haven't. But you have to kind of like see, and then you'd have to add like a little word that represents what represents something with that trend, you know, like and I can't think of it right now, but like either, I don't know, help the planet or some stuff like that. So again, I can't, like, every time you're uploading a listing, you're like, is my listing different? Like, ask yourself that, is my listing different? And it could be super simple. You go on Etsy, and if you're uploading, and this is why I don't want you to upload family stuff unless you're more advanced. If you do daughter, and you see that everybody else is uploading the same thing, like, don't upload it, right? Like, you have to figure out a way, like, how can I make it different? Again, like one of my bestseller was for the best friend niche. And why did I kill it? Because I didn't say best friend in the signature. I mean, that's all I can tell you. So I used a word that was really trending at that time. And sometimes it's as simple as that, right? Like, and I again, I'm not I'm not super creative. I would say I am good with looking at data, right? So we have to spy on our competition. That's the other thing. So this is another seller who's like doing Shine On and multiple things. So I was like, okay, interesting. Like, I put them through Alora.io. By the way, you can do that too with Etsy Hunt, but Alora.io. And then I was like, oh, interesting, second mom. So instead of saying stepmom, they said second mom, which is actually really clever. And sometimes it's something so simple, right? I am the storm. So by the way, this is like a really good bestseller for them. And again, see how they're not, oh, this is for like somebody who's going through cancer survival. So see how essentially like they're not using kind of like the obvious family stuff that we are used to. They're using second mom. They probably saw the data. Step mom is like less competition with high search volume. So instead of saying stepmom, they said second mom, super smart. And I am the storm, like this has been a quote that's been around for a while. And they took a different angle with it, in which essentially they added it in a coin necklace, which I'm not sure if this is Gear Bubble, actually. I've never seen this on Shine On. I know they have the hearts with Shine On. So anyways, see how they did like a plague? I am the storm. Madison, you got this for cancer survival. What a great idea. You guys can literally take this, but you cannot take it as is, right? You cannot go, I am the storm. You have to come up with something else to differentiate yourself. And you could just simply look at cancer survival under Etsy and see what comes up. And this is like another one of their bestseller, The Second Mom. Family isn't always blood, and you're the proof of that. You may not have given me the gift of life. So essentially they're taking, they're taking all these message cards that are doing well for stepmom and they're Frankensteining it and they're creating their own version. So yeah, I would recommend you guys do the plagues. But don't do mother, daughter, blah, blah, blah. Don't do family niche unless you're more advanced. If you're more advanced and you're already getting sales, you can do it. But I just feel like you guys are going to get frustrated. And I just don't want that to happen because it is going to be harder. And right now, that's what everybody is uploading. So instead, I want you to go after these other niches or do all print. Another idea for you guys would be to do as well ornaments. So the profit margins are not as high, but the only reason I recommend you do that is because if you're a newbie, I just want you to start getting sales. Once you start getting sales, it's all going to click for you and you're going to understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying differentiate yourself. And once that click is going to happen, it'll be easier for you to translate that into Shine On and other products that have higher profit margins. But I was on a call last week with one of the students and I gave her an idea of something that she could add into metal ornament. Actually have to check back with her if she did that, but that's going to be much easier for you guys. So here I'm giving you guys like ideas that you can easily implement in order to get sales ASAP, right? You could try different things. You could try adding this. I don't know if necessarily it would fit into an ornament, but I think something like that, something like this little baby thing that I found yesterday. Happy Mother's Day, see you soon. Obviously this you can change the color based on the baby. Maybe there's a way of doing this so it's like black and white and you don't have to personalize it. I think that would be easier. And yeah, again, sure, this is Mother's Day and I'm telling you not to do family niche, but something like that and adding it to an ornament could be as simple as that because I haven't seen anybody do that. I was looking at mugs, but mugs are not really selling much because I was going to say like you can add that to a mug, but mugs aren't, for whatever reason, they're not selling for Mother Day niche. I just didn't see the data, but this one is selling like hotcake, upgraded to MILF. So could you put that on a candle? Like this design on a candle? I don't think it would necessarily work. No. But to be tried. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like with candles, like easy messages usually do better than designs, but here are like two ideas. Like, why are they doing good? Because they're different. Upgraded to MILF. It's just very different than like Happy Mother's Day to your first mother, like the generic stuff that we usually see. All right, so now there's a store that I found. You guys like write this name, Maddie Visions. And the reason I'm really interested in this store is because they're selling keychains of different, I guess this is an elephant. Like they have different things that they're selling. And there's like a lot of data here. So guys, mute yourself if you're not muted. I don't know who's not muted here. So essentially like Elephant Tribe keychain, this is for best friends, like bridesmaids, BFF, and see how like the signatures, like we are the same. So this is great. Why? Because first off, they're referring the elephant, female elephant know how to rally around their tribe. Like, see how they're like leveraging what they're selling and they're adding that into their message card. That does really well. I would say when I've done that, it's been really successful. So make sure that you keep that into consideration too. You could literally use Outprint for this. You add an elephant, you write tribe under, and you could do a message card that says we are the same. Here's another idea for you guys. So then I did data, ran the data on Allura to look at what else was selling for them. So I would check a bitch for you keychain. Those, yeah, that's been doing really well. These, that message overall. It would not necessarily fit on an Outprint, and trying to create a necklace that says, I would shank a bitch for you. Like it's already in the marketplace. It's kind of, it would not work at this point because it's already been done and redone. The evil eye, amazing idea. That could be done on Outprint. The elephant as well. Evil eye, elephant, the pause keychain. Okay, let's talk about the pause keychain, because if you watch my Q&As and the last Q&As I did, I talked about, hey guys, please mute yourself. I don't know who just entered, but so the pause necklace, or the pause concept, is something that I shared in one of the live Q&As, I think back in March. And here I have data, right? They sold 5 in the last 7 days. So pretty decent sales. So just for a moment, when you're overwhelmed, when you feel stressed and sad and mad, take a deep breath, think of those you love and who love you. Remember why joy, those you've lost, find calm and peace. Just pause. So it's for a best friend, birthday present, encouragement. So by the way, another thing that I want to mention is that, and you see that by reverse engineering a listing, is that they're bringing traffic from multiple places, right? So this would be an encouragement gift, but they're also adding like a bridesmaid gift, best friend, encouragement, protection. So they're adding multiple tags with traffic to ensure that they bring to bring lots of traffic to their listing. And this could be actually given for multiple reasons and multiple occasions. So that's why they're tapping into all these different traffic sources in order to bring as much traffic as possible so people see their listing. And this is super unique and yet super simple. So what you could do is, again, use an Outprint necklace, do the little thing and write pause under it, because this one's selling as well. And this is like probably an Outprint necklace. And it's not even all that. So in 13 carts, yoga necklace, slow down. Yeah, so mental health awareness, anxiety necklace. Okay, so for this, they did something really smart. And again, I talk about this in the last live Q&A. Mental health awareness, super hot, great niche, hobby niche, whatever you want to call it. Lots of opportunities there. Anxiety, lots of opportunities there too. There's somebody in the group, and I'm not going to say who, they were selling like the fidgety rings. The vendor for the fidgety rings like is China, unfortunately. But she did really well selling those. And so she was going after like the anxiety niche. So yeah, let's create an irresistible listing from here. So this is something I shared in the last one of the Q&As we did. You could literally take Outprint, but instead of just the pause, I would even write pause. And then you could create a card like this. Remember to press pause. You'd have your little necklace. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take a pause. Remember how brave, courageous, and strong you are. You're a shining light, spreading love wherever you go. I hope you see yourself. Somebody actually, well, I shouldn't say that. But anyways, like, or you could take that other one, sending you a hug. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take a pause. Remember how brave, courageous, and strong you are, yada, yada. Because sending you a hug, you'll see like there are these little stones that people are selling and they're doing really well. And I haven't seen anybody within the shine on or necklace, the necklace niche or category, I should say, using that concept of like sending you a hug. So why? Because it's anxiety niche, it's mental awareness. It could also be for cancer survival or sickness survival, like multiple opportunities. And why are you going to do better with these niches? Because nobody's looking there. Everybody's like busy fighting over moms and daughters and whatnot.
What kind
And
of stone are you talking about?
sorry?
What kind of stone? You said combining with a stone.
No. There's a bestseller that's a stone. Hold on, I'll show you in a second. There's, if you do like a search for sending hugs, hold on, let me open a window. It's like, you see my Etsy? Yeah.
Yes, we see.
Yeah, so sending you a hug, like these are doing well. There's like another one. Hold on. This one's selling. These are doing really well. Super simple, but it doesn't have to be this. It could literally be added into a message card. Or it could even be a plaque for Shine On. So again, it's just like looking at what is doing well and figuring out whether or not it blends with one of the products that I have on hand, right? How can I take this concept and do something else that's not in the marketplace? So somebody already did ornaments, like seems like there's like a package care with like cups. So I have to look at what's doing well. Another thing that I started using a lot, I can't believe I just found this, is this thing, the batch, because it tells you how many the average sells in the last 7 days. So 6.4 is great. And then I can literally like look at look at the best sellers. And this one's a bestseller with 43. So this data gives like paints a picture of where there's opportunity. But do you notice how like there's not really necklaces here? So there's an opportunity because that would be my way of differentiating myself. There's lots of candles and there's just lots of these little stony things with or like, yeah, candles, mugs, but no necklaces. So there's an opportunity there. I don't even see, I mean, I don't know if sending a HUD would work as a t-shirt. I don't think so. Okay, so let me reshare my screen. Yeah, so that's what I mean by like being different. Like you really have to think outside the box. So what else? Yeah, and so for something like this, like the title would be this. So gift purpose and niche, gift for niche from niche occasion. Personalized pause necklace, gift for friend, anxiety relief necklace, self-love encouragement gift, mental health awareness. So see how I added keywords that I know have high search volume, mental health awareness, relief, anxiety relief, self-love, encouragement. And then I also added personalized because it would be personalized, pause necklace, gift for friend. Or you could even do gift and take out the friend. Tags would be, these are tags that I know are bringing lots of traffic and relate back to the necklace. Thick and thin, pause necklace, anxiety ring, because anxiety rings are bringing a lot of traffic. Anxiety gift, uplifting gift, sending a hug, cancer gift, surgery, get well, healing. And the thing is too, I mean, there's different ways of going about it with the tags, right? You could even do another set of tags, but now differentiating yourself with the necklace, with the message. You're going after niches that have high traffic, and you're not competing with every other shine on seller or jewelry sellers for that matter. So there's just it's going to be easier for you to like grab those sales because you went for something that was so unique. And then, yeah, you can usually also ask ChatGPT, which is what I did, to help you create a message, right? So help me write like an anxiety or uplifting gift for a friend who's going through anxiety. And by the way, you can talk to ChatGPT and ask it. So, but literally that's how I created this. I essentially took something that was already doing well, like, remember how brave and courageous you are, blah, blah, blah. Like I used that from somewhere else and I gave it to ChatGPT and it helped me write this. So yeah, when it comes to messaging, like make sure to use ChatGPT. Another amazing niche is kindness. So kindness, 49,000 plus. And see, like, notice how this is all what I like to call hobby niche. Nobody's looking here. There's t-shirt sellers because usually t-shirt sellers are way more advanced and on the ball game. But anyway, so kindness, also a great niche. This one's doing really well. Little reminders, you're enough. It's a keychain. Don't look at the price because it doesn't matter. But essentially, they're getting 52 sales a week. So this is something where, again, nobody's looking. And see how like they added the angle, gift for daughter, mom, gift for friend. So they're adding like a family niche element, but this is completely different, right? First, what they did is they looked at the fact that mental health or kindness is doing really well on Etsy. And then they added that other filter. And then you can also look at their tags, support gift, reminder keychain, be kind, mental health, you're loved. So take notes of all these niches or all these keywords: kindness, mental health awareness, anxiety, inspirational gift, you are enough. Oh, you are enough, recurring theme. That necklace I've showed you, that's like gets 38 sales a week. Like if you're on your computer right now, do a search for it. You're enough. I've spoken about this necklace multiple times. Born and raised in the Witch as Bitch Woods. Okay, it's funny sticker. It's doing really well. So can you take this and turn this into what's it called? Maybe you can turn this into a plague. But like again, I like to look at I love to look at stickers because stickers are usually way more people who sell stickers are usually way more creative than me. So I love stickers, and I also look at the data. Journal sticker. Okay, interesting. Witch a Bitch Woods, which I don't know what it is or if it's a show. If you know what it is, amazing, go for it. But I would research to see what that is and then kind of like figure it out from there, right? Planner sticker. Sarcastic sticker. So I would go in on Etsy and be like, okay, sarcastic stickers and see what else I find. Shit show. Pandemic, funny humor gift, I'm a mess, admit one. Okay, so that's super funny. Like you could take this idea and turn it into something as well. You could turn it into like an outprint necklace, or you could turn it into a plaque. Like it's super funny. So again, like that's where I get most of my inspiration. Oh, the mama bear stuff I've already shared with you guys in the past. Oh, the bee, doing a bee necklace. I mean, that can easily be replicated with outprint, right? Bee queen, or like there's just different sayings with bees, and you could literally do that as well. Anxiety. So what I talked about, my anxiety is chronic, but this ass is iconic. Absolutely hilarious. Why is this doing so well? By the way, guys, when you do t-shirts, like really aim to replicate what is trending. This font is trending right now, and this whole like design aspect is also trending. So replicate this. Do not reinvent the wheel. Like you have to go with like what is trending as well from a design perspective. Oh, actually, they took it from a sticker. I remember now. So this is the sticker that I found. They literally took the sticker because you see the sticker was listed in 21. They listed this in 2022. So again, to prove my point that other sellers do the same thing. They get inspired from other places. They turn the sticker into this like this hoodie. All right, so that's pretty much it. Is this starting to make sense for you guys or? Okay, cool. Lisa, what do you mean? Where did I click? Oh, the Etsy Hunt batch. Do you see here, right here, it says batch analysis? Do you see that? That's where I clicked. No, I know. So, Jace, if you're not getting sales for Mother's Day, I would say no. I would say go after these hobby niches, which I shared with you guys. So, one of the hobby niche, let's like do a search right now. Anxiety gift or anxiety in general. Let's see what we find. Like, see, like, I mean, the volume is sick. So this hug thing is getting a lot of sometimes live the little ornaments, this keychain. So, but like, there's just not a lot of competition here, right? So like, again, like, oh yeah, these are the rings that are like selling like hotcake. But I would say go after that instead. Go after these hobby niches. Sending you a hug. Hi, I love it. Somebody took the idea. Amazing. One sell. See, it worked. You've got this. See, you could write, you've got this. So again, like there's no shine on, there's no like there's only like one necklace, maybe two. So there's plenty of opportunities here. Anxiety, what was the other? Oh, there's bride. There's like the Pride Parade that's coming, but that's a little harder because it's like what I like about these niches is that they're all year long. So those are good niches. Empowerment gift is another one. Or was it empowerment? No, it's something else. Oh, this is great. For apparel, t-shirts and sweatshirt mock-up, do you have any background recommendation? Yeah. So when you do mock-ups, actually, you can actually look this up. I do model t-shirt. You can actually buy it from Etsy. The reason I don't recommend Place It is because it's too generic and stuff like this is going to work better because it resonates better with the demographic. So I would buy these mock-ups instead directly from Etsy. These, because it's just more hipster looking. It's just going to work better. Or like even this, like when you upload anything that from Place It, it doesn't look good on Etsy. This resonates better with the demographic. Should we have a variety of products? Yes. If you have multiple products in your store. Like nobody looks at your store. When people like a listing, guys, like I really can't help to like really bring the point about this, but like when people look at your listing is your store. Your listing is your store. So only people like us who spy are the ones who look at a store. We're the only ones who look at stores. When you really like, or if you're looking for something like, oh, I like this gift, but I like another one, but that's not going to affect your conversion rate at all. So that's the beauty of Etsy is literally you could have like a general store with different items. And I recommend that you have general stores because I want you to test different ideas. Like for some people, they're doing really well selling one thing and other people are doing really well selling another thing. It's so personal. So I rather you upload as many different products as possible. Shine on Play price is much higher than similar ones on Etsy. Okay, so there's a trick. Yeah, I don't know because I haven't looked. Like literally all this happened while I was like on a boat puking to death. Let's look at I wanted to bring this up, Mom Plate, because I kind of did like a quick search. Granted, to be fair, a customer would not necessarily look for like Mom Plate as oh my God, guys, you have to do this. I just came up with another idea. You have to add the QR code to your plate. Holy moly. We found an idea. Here, I'm gonna put this here so you guys can use this. I love this. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's the song. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, those Spotify plaques have been selling like hotcake. I've seen them around. So essentially, when you do the QR code, it takes you to a song. I've actually seen something that's like a QR code of a voice. Let me see if I find it. It's in all my open tabs. So give me a second. But I think something like that could work really well. I think a QR code, not I think, I know a QR code would do really well with those plaques. As far as pricing, what you can do, so first of all, always charge people for shipping, guys. Make sure that you charge them for shipping. Everybody does, and I've done this long enough to tell you I've tested this. It does not affect your conversion rate. So you could technically lower the price, but then add the conversion. But if somebody likes your item, they're gonna buy it regardless of the price. But make sure to add shipping. Let me look for this thing I found, and I was like, oh my God, I can't find it. Hold on, let me see. QR code sign. I think it was under here. Well, this is for businesses, but there was something where it was like, oh, this is it. I found it. I found it. I found it. It didn't have a lot of, I think it's because it's badly executed, but sound wave art with scannable QR code, any voice recording, baby heartbeat or sound. I love this idea, but it's really badly executed. So you could do something like that. I'm going to send it as well.
Emotional potential, right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to pull heartstrings. If you can make somebody cry, you're on the right track. That's
Yes, exactly. Michael? Who's here? Oh my God, I love it. Anyways, all right, guys. So what else? Is there any other questions? You guys are so quiet. Oh my gosh. I'm the
Can
one
you
who's
hear me?
sick. Tell me.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a question. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but OwnPrint, I can get an image onto the coin necklace or the necklace, and I can get a background onto the backgrounds, but I cannot figure out how to get the coin onto my own card message.
Did you check
Like
out
the
the
coin
videos?
with my print. I did. I've looked at videos, I've YouTube. I'm like chatting with Alex. I'm just trying to see if anybody else like has any other recommendations. And I'm using Photopea because it's a free one, but
Can you explain again what you're having issues with? Because I actually use a lot of OwnPrint.
okay, so I can get my little image on to the coin,
Okay.
and then I can get my card message like onto the background. But then when I go to like try and merge the two of them together, I cannot figure out how to get my coin with my little image on it
Okay.
on
So
top of my card message.
what's happening is you need to save both of them as the smart file. So you'll have like 3 tabs open in Photopea. And so one's going to be the image for your necklace. One's going to be the message card. You want to make sure you're saving both of those as a smart image. And then when you go to the third one that has both of them, it should update for you.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I will try that.
If you can't figure it out, I'll hop on a Zoom call with you.
Okay, who is this that's
This is
speaking?
Taylor. Yeah, so
Hi, Taylor. Okay.
just message me in Slack.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Taylor.
Yep.
All right. And the other thing I was going to say, so some of you, I know you've been uploading. So if you're still, so let me go through the homework first, but you'll probably get a message from me. Like I'm going to probably have to jump on like another call with some of you guys simply because I really want you guys to crack this. But I'm really hoping that today's call made sense as far as like I really like if you're struggling and you're not getting sales, like I would say stop going after family niches. Really go after what I talked about today and go after these hobby niches, which I need to find. But yeah, like essentially go after like the green here. And like, so you always need to make sure that there's data, right? But I would say anxiety, like celebrity stuff, books, golf, astrology, like tarot card is another one. These tarot card necklaces are selling like hotcake. So the search volume is not amazing, but if we do a batch on these, let's see, the sales are super healthy. 11 sales in the last 7 days. So again, there's a lot of necklaces here, but there's also, well, I guess because I did tarot necklace, duh. There's also, I've also seen t-shirts, but there's just plenty of opportunities in this niche. And this would be like under astrology or mystical. So opportunities, but no, like, I mean, that's a good thing. Like, I don't see any shine on sellers in here, or like you could even do a plaque. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, I'm so glad they finally came out with the plaques because there's just so many applications with plaques. You know what could be interesting? Okay, but this is really complicated to execute. But these like psychic readings are doing so well. Okay, I'm overcomplicating it, but you could literally do a plaque with somebody's like tarot card or card that they select, and then you could do like a voice record of like a psychic reading. I don't know. Yeah, it's overcomplicating it. But again, I just feel like there's just so many opportunities here and nobody's looking. Like, look at this necklace, 17 cells. I don't even know what this is. So you can like pick, oh, you can pick your zodiac, your tarot zodiac. Well, okay, can this be done as a candle? I'm not seeing a lot of candles, right? So like, that's what you have to ask yourself. Like, where is there an opportunity in this niche, which is really hot, but I just don't see, like, no one's looking here, right? So that's where I want you guys to look.
Lona, I have a question.
Yeah.
So last week, you mentioned that it would be a good idea to do a bundle.
Yes.
So I did a couple of listings with bundles. Should I do more or less?
Send me a message on Slack, send me your bundle and let me look at them. And then I can figure out, yeah, what's going on.
And then where do we get the sound bar image? Is it created by him or is it like generated by the sound that he received?
Oh, that soundbar idea. I would just do a QR code. And QR codes you can do on Canva. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me double check. I haven't done QR codes yet. Actually, no, I did once, but I did it with an app. Let me see if you could do QR codes.
I think Bitly links I can't remember. I have to look.
Oh yeah, you can do it on Canva. Okay. QR code. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can. There's an app. If you do a search under elements on Canva, here, I'll share my screen.
But I think the question is, how do you connect the element to a sound so it plays? And there's actually some company, there's a couple of companies, I'll have to dig them out, where, you know, you have a subscription and then you can use the sounds that like songs and whatever they have.
Oh, right. Because the ones I shared are like the Spotify QR codes, right? So right, either you do the Spotify QR code, which is what one seller was doing. I'll share again on my screen, right? So that's one way of doing it, where you don't need an app, or yeah, you do the art box. Yeah, true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you'd have to have like, or it could just be like it could be like on a Dropbox or like Drive, and you just put the sound there. But yeah, you have to figure out how to, because essentially a QR code is a URL. That's what it is. So you just need to hook the URL to the QR code and that's it. So if you upload this on Google Drive, that should be enough. And then
Well, you mean like the URL of a sound or a song or something?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all it is.
Can't you add the link to the QR code in Canva?
Exactly, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could do it that way. Yeah. Yeah. To be tested. But the Spotify stuff,
Oh.
like on a Shine On Plague, I would encourage you guys to do that because guarantee nobody who does Shine On is going to think about that. I included the link, so make sure that you guys click on it. I'll include it again with that link. So my recommendation is, like, depending on where you are in the process, definitely focus with Plagues, anything Shine On. And I would first go after these like hobby niches that I talked about today. And then if you are already more advanced, there's plenty of opportunity.
I'm gonna just use right now.
There's plenty of opportunities, like as far as graduation is concerned, still Mother's Day, like there's opportunities in those holiday niches. I guess what I'm saying is that it's harder because you guys have to add that additional twist. And it could be the Spotify song like we saw, right? So you have to figure out what that additional twist is. Yeah, so the goal really is for you guys to get your first sell. And that's why I'm like showing you the low-hanging fruits where no one else is looking. And then once you get more advanced, you add these concepts and you add it to the family niche and you blend those ideas to a family niche. And that's what the successful sellers are doing, right? But if you're not there yet, like stick with what's easy. Go where nobody else is looking. And those are the hobby niches that I talked about today. And try to keep it simple, but always look at what is the competitor selling and how can I make mine better? There's a seller here who sold an item and all she did was like add a QR code. And that is what helped her get sales. And this was for digital downloads. So everybody else was selling kind of the same concept and all she did was add the QR code. So she added value to that product. So you have to think the same way. How can add more value? Because the family niche and all that, like it's done and redone, especially on Etsy.
When you say she added a QR code,
Yeah.
obviously there was something at the back of that QR code, the URL.
Yeah.
Was it a song, a voice, or?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was Wi-Fi information.
Huh. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
As a way to add additional.
Yeah. So I mean, how can I say without revealing what it was? It was like a downloadable for like a downloadable, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else had like kind of the same concept. And I guess she like through research, she saw, oh, people are selling this with like the QR code. And so she added the two ideas together. She blended it where she took what was already selling and she took something else and she like added together. And then that became her bestseller. So it's just really this concept of blending, and blending goes with everything, guys. Like even t-shirts, like when you're trying to crack the t-shirt niche, you have to blend bestseller designs. So for instance, if you see that designs with like strawberries are doing really well and like this other style is doing really well, like how can you blend them together and take both concepts so you can get more sales? Like I would say in general, like that's like when Michael talks about Frankenstein, like it's not just the message that you have to Frankenstein, it's the concepts, the ideas, right? So how can you take ideas and like add them either to a new product or add them to something you already have that you know is getting sales? Like I really want you guys to like go for these niches that are actually selling. Because when you go for these niches that are obscure and nobody like buys, it's harder in general. Like you are going to get sporadic sales, but it's not going to be all year long. Oh, the recommendation price for the plaques, sorry. So how much are the plaques base cost on Shine On? Because I haven't looked.
Base cost was $14.99, I believe.
And shipping, $5.95, right? Or $4.95? Let me open it up in my end. Okay, and most plaques are going, yeah, got it. Well, actually, look, if you look, this is their trick. Okay, I'm gonna share. Look, so if you look, their trick is here. Where's the $9.99? Frame only with no stand. So that's $9.99. But if you want, I guess standard is this, right? Standard plus engraving is $24. Standard plus light, $39. So they're just kind of like hacking it. So a good way to hack it, I've done this in the past, but I don't recommend it. I mean, you could try it, but okay, so this is the two options you have. One of the option is taking the Shine On price, right? But then obviously make sure that you charge in the back end with shipping. I would price your shipping $6.95 because you can, because it's just like a larger item. And then as far as pricing, I would make it, so you said it's 24. I would make it 39. It's fine to make it 39. And then add the shipping. Yeah. And then if there's personalization, you could even like add another $5 or $10 to that. Would be my reco. But another way to do it would essentially to create like a standard like they did. Or what was it? Yeah, frame only. But then you can make that not available where you make that out of stock. So the way you do that, hold on, I'm going to share my other Etsy store.
Yeah, a frame only can't be out of stock if you can take the frame and put a engraving on it and charge an extra whatever for it. So that's a, you can't say out of stock on a.
What? What'd you say? Sorry. What'd you say, Jill? I didn't hear you.
I said you can't be out of stock on an empty frame. On an empty frame when you take that same frame and engrave it and sell it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, but I've done stuff like that where, hold on.
I mean, I get what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're taking the frame only and making it a really low price. So that's what shows up on Etsy. And then they add all these things like, oh, you can have the picture. Oh, you can have the engraving, right? And that gets complicated for people.
No, it does. But I know that that's a trick that people do. I mean, I've tested it in the past. Did it work for me? Not necessarily, to be honest. But okay, so essentially you go under edit variation and then you add a new variation where it's like, I used to do like message, sorry, my thing is like message only. You do add, update, and then I used to make that like $9 and then you do 0. So that's a trick to like make it lower so it shows up lower on Etsy. And I know a lot of sellers do that, especially t-shirt sellers. Does it work? I don't know. I've tested it. It really didn't do much for me. But I would say just price it what Shine On recommends. And then or you could take out like the $5 that you're gonna like charge for shipping and add it in the back just to do that. But if the message is like something people want, they'll pay the price. So that's just like a quick hack, but it doesn't really do much. It depends on the niche, I would say. It depends on the niche. Yeah, and most t-shirt, I know it's super sneaky, and a lot of t-shirt sellers do that. Yeah, exactly. Most t-shirt seller uses price trick. Yep. Exactly. All right, guys, anything else? So like I said, I'm gonna continue going through the homework between today and tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know if you guys catched, but I was like super sick yesterday. Oh my gosh. So I'll do the best I can. And yeah, I'll probably have my team schedule a call with you guys if needed. But I would say most importantly, keep me updated on your progress. Keep on watching all the content that's going to help. And then go after those obscure niches, if we want to call it that. That will make all the difference. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
gorgeous day.
Me too.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.